Hey guys, you're with me, Kevin, from gardening.co.za, and today we're here to have a quick look at GARDENA's EasyPlus Water Timer that we've got available on our site. So let's unbox it and see what's going on. So first off, it comes in a really funky Gardena box. It's got some information written around the outsides which gives you info on its run times and what goes inside, but let's peek on in to see what's going on. So I'm going to open the box up to see. So we have our water timer on the inside and shake it out. Alright, what else is in there? We'll recycle that, don't worry, we'll move that out the way. Okay, I see we've got an instruction manual and we've got 2 tap connectors. So instruction manual, pretty important that you guys read the instruction manual so you fully understand how to go through all the settings in this unit. So file it away in a special drawer. As far as the 2 connectors are concerned, you have a bottom connector which will go at the bottom, which has got your standard Gardena clip to clip onto any of the Gardena or standard hose fittings or back ends of hose pipes. And then at the top you have a 1-inch adapter with a 3/4 inch reducer. I find in South African conditions, for the most part, we do need to use this reducer for the smaller taps, but you can see which tap you've got available at your home and you then have the option to use both. You can see on the top of this water timer there is the one-way valve. It's got a safety valve in there, but it's got a wire mesh. That's to stop any grit or sand or anything which comes through your water pipes from getting into the water timer itself. Top tip from me is if you notice your water pressure is dipping, it's a good idea to open this up and just rinse this out with some fresh water and shake it out a few times just to stop the buildup of salt on the inside there. As far as the water timer itself is concerned, it has a removable face for us to insert the battery. So if we pop this out, over there we have the base section over here, which is what's going to connect to your tap. And then on the back section, you can see we have our area where we connect our 9-volt battery. It's a good idea to get a good quality 9-volt battery so your timer doesn't turn off when you go away on holiday. To mention on the safety stop valve over here, which works with the batteries, should your timer's battery go flat for whatever reason at any stage, the timer is designed to turn off the water. Unlike some of the cheaper water timers out there, which open when the battery goes flat, the Gardena timers are designed to close so it doesn't water, therefore it saves you water as you go. So we're now going to go into the overhead just for us to take a closer look as far as the settings of this unit is concerned. Now that we're nice and close to the GARDENA EasyPlus, we can go through the outline of the bezel and then I'll show you how to install the battery. You can see we have our +1 button over there, which allows us to set what time we want everything to start, and we have an outer bezel and an inner bezel for run time as well as interval between watering. But let's turn our unit over and you can see we have our input for our 9-volt battery. As I said, just take a good quality battery, and when you put it in, you just need to make sure that you line up the positive and negative to the negative and the positive. So in this instance, I need to put the positive onto the positive and clip the unit in, and this can now slot into the main Gardena unit. But for demonstration purposes, we'll leave it just like this. At the top, you can see we are set in the off position, so the unit will not run. If I wanted to put it on a manual timer, I would click once to the tap, and this unit would then run for 30 minutes on a manual water. I have my blue sections over here, which was mentioned is ideal for misting. You can set this to 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, or 30 seconds, and then intervals of 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes. So if you've got your misting set up on your patio and you want it to run for 5 seconds every 1 minute or 3 minutes, you can set it to do that. When it comes to the likes of pot plants and smaller areas you need to irrigate, you have your shorter time sections. So you've got 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minute, 10, 15, 30, and up to 45, but that goes to longer watering, and your shorter watering durations of every 4 hours, every 8 hours, every 12 hours, up to every 24. So if you had pot plants that you wanted to water for 5 minutes and you wanted to water them twice a day, you would set it to 5 and then 12. So every 12 hours, your pot plant would water for 5 minutes. If you needed to do a long-term irrigation or a deep irrigation of, say, your lawn or a vegetable bed or an outdoor veggie bed, and you wanted to run 30, 45, 60, 90 or 120 minute watering sections, and you wanted your interval to go every 24, 48 or 72 hours, every 1, 2 or 3 days, you would set it by lining these up. So for instance, if I wanted to order every second day and I wanted my irrigation on my lawn to be for 45 minutes, I would set that there. My light will flash and that will show that the program is locked in. If I wanted to set the time that I needed everything watering, specifically now going to the likes of pot plants, if I wanted them watered at a specific time every day, I would turn my irrigation to, I want a 10-minute irrigation, and I would like my plants irrigated every 12 hours, so twice a day. And then you'll see my light flashes after 5 seconds. This is an indication that it's locked the time and it'll start from now. However, let's say it's 10 o'clock in the morning and you wanted your irrigation to go off at 6 o'clock at night and 6 o'clock in the morning. I would just have to click away from the setting and then click back, and then I'd have to push this button 6 times to get me to 6 o'clock in the evening. So I'm now 12 o'clock in the afternoon and I want to watch at 6 o'clock tonight. I'm going to click to 15 minutes. I can turn it back because I want 10 minutes for 12, and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which will now set this to 6 o'clock. I'll wait for 5 seconds and that light will flash a few times at me. There we go. It's telling me that it's now locked into place, and this unit will now run 6 hours from now for 10 minutes, and it'll go on a 12-hour cycle. So you need to know what time of day it is if you want to set it that way. It doesn't have an actual clock. You need to set it by hours of the day. So let's zoom on out and put the unit together. Putting the unit together is really simple. You have your base section over here which connects to the tap, and you have your computer section or programmable section in the front that we've just set up, and it's simple as sliding this back section with the grooves into the front section over here, which slots in really easily. You just give it a push and it slots right in and your unit is ready to go. It's essentially plug and play. You can attach your bottom valve for your hose pipe if it's going to go onto a hose pipe or any other form of irrigation. Just make sure that that's nipped in as tight as you can make it with your 2 fingers. And then for the top you have your 1 inch or your 3/4 inch, depending on your tap size. You can reduce the size as you need it, and you can pop this out on your tap and you're ready to go. Other few points on this unit is the fact that it is frost resistant and it is UV protected. So you can run this unit in an area which is subject to frost, as well as areas which are in direct sunlight, because it's UV protected. You're sure to get a good few years out of this. Just to note, however, if it is in a high sun and high frost environment, that does degrade the time that the battery will last. So you'll have to replace your battery more often. Just something to keep in mind. Top tip from me: before you go away on holiday, always replace your battery, just in case you don't come back to find that for whatever reason the timer has stopped working and you've lost all your plants. So always put a new battery in before your holiday. You'll never regret it. So there's the review of the GARDENA EasyPlus Water Timer, available on our website. We're super excited to use this unit. We're going to be testing it out in our veggie garden out in the back. So if you guys are enjoying the product reviews, please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channels or go check out all our social streams. So that's it from me, guys, and I wish you happy gardening.